obviously a big one here in Kansas City as well. They've recently broke ground on the Panasonic EV plant that's going to open in DeSoto, Kansas, and bring over 4,000 new jobs to the Kansas City Metro. Number 3 on the list, we have new construction under 500,000. And for this, we're going to take a look at some statistics for new construction homes. So what I mean by that is there are few houses being constructed for new construction homes under 500,000 within the Kansas City metro area. And if we look at the median sales price for new construction, we can see that. So the median sales price for new construction homes is 537,000, and the average sale price is over 600,000. So there are very few homes being constructed under that $500,000 price point within the Kansas City metro area. In 2021, we had historically low inventory and supply for new construction homes, but you can see what's happened over the last 3 years as interest rates have climbed and homes have become more and more unaffordable. Well, then it makes sense that homes over $500,000 are going to be impacted the most. So for me personally, I think that builders in Kansas City are in trouble because they pigeonholed themselves into this higher price point, and we can see that the inventory levels have risen at an astronomical rate over the past 3 years. Next up on our list, we have the roads and the potholes, and this is something that gets brought up a lot on our Instagram page. So make sure you go check out our Instagram page. It's Moving to KC. We do a lot of new development news and real estate related content on that page, but a lot of the comments that I get over there are people saying, why are they doing all of this new development when our roads are in such bad shape? Now, I did some research on this, and Kansas City ranks in the middle of the worst roads in the country with 27% of the roads in poor condition. Kansas City is throwing a ton of money, $40 million in fact, on resurfacing and repairing the roads. And just for this year in 2023, Kansas City is on pace to resurface and repair over 470 miles of roadways, which is more than the previous 3 years combined. So while I know that the roads aren't perfect, they're definitely far from the worst roads in the country. The next one on our list is the houseless population. So this is another thing that I see commented on a lot on my Instagram page is we need to address the homeless situation here in Kansas City. So we've seen a rise in the homeless community, especially here in Kansas City, since the beginning of the pandemic. In fact, before the pandemic, we only had around 500 people who are houseless in the metro, and today we have around 2,000. So it's definitely been impacted severely since 2020, and I think the lack of affordability is really stoking the fire. But to me, it's more about what is the city doing about it, and Kansas City actually came out with this Zero KC plan, which is their strategic plan to end homelessness within the metro. So you can go here and read the plan specifically, but I will say that right when I moved here in 2020, we saw this huge spike in the houseless community across the metro. But when you look at the statistics and the fact that our houseless community has tripled over the past 3 years, it's going to take some time to figure out a plan, and it's good to see that Kansas City is responding and they are considering ways of how we can help this community. Humidity. So overall, I don't really mind the weather, but the humidity was the one thing that I was dreading moving back to Kansas City in 2020 because I lived in Denver for nearly 10 years where there is almost zero humidity, and coming back to a place like this was a little jarring because we get several days throughout the summer where it's 100% humidity and you walk outside and you're just instantly sweating, or you hop in the shower and get out and feel like you can never get dry. And a lot of people get here to Kansas City not realizing just how humid it is, and I would definitely suggest visiting in the summer to get a feel for just how muggy it can get here in Kansas City before you decide to make the move. All right, before we move on, my name's Kyle. I'm a licensed realtor in Kansas and Missouri, and if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, living, and playing right here in Kansas City, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to make sure you're notified every time we release a new video. We get tons of calls from people who are moving to Kansas City every single day, and we absolutely love it. So if you're considering a move to Kansas City, shoot us an email